Hi guys, so today it's Mother's Day and I wanted to make this video because days like Mother's Day, in the same way Valentine's Day, Father's Day, even Christmas and just celebration days, some days they're hard for all of us to embrace in the traditional sense. Sometimes it's even hard for people to get through them and even cope on these days because we don't neatly fit into perhaps what that day is about and what it represents traditionally. So I just wanted to talk about the importance of making these days kind of work for you and adapting your life to them and maybe looking at them in a different way. So when we think of Mother's Day, we think about, warm and fuzzy and cosy adverts on the telly about, bring your mum flowers, chocolates, warm hugs, happy, peaceful, just perfect relationships, and all the shops are kitted out pretty much in the same way, targeted to that sort of thing. But we all know real life isn't always like that, and sometimes days like this can be extremely hard for people. I'm not politically correct in the sense that I don't think we should have any of these days, because I think we'd just have nothing left in the world if we kind of were worried about upsetting people all the time. But I do think it's important that we're mindful and thoughtful and keeping an eye out for people that might be struggling on a day like Mother's Day. If you've got a difficult relationship with a parent, Mother's Day might not be something that you particularly feel like celebrating. If perhaps you lost your mother or your mother's terribly ill, a day like Mother's Day will just remind you of that and make you feel sad. Perhaps you want to be a mother desperately and you're going through IVF, have children how you envisaged you'd have children. Perhaps you lost a daughter or a son. So Mother's Day reminds you that you don't have that mothering role in the same sense anymore. Perhaps you had a miscarriage. I mean, there's so many reasons why Mother's Day could be extremely difficult. So I think as well as making sure that you can cope with the day, I think it's also important that you look out for people in your life that actually the day might be a struggle for them too, and just be considerate to them. I remember last year I felt particularly conscious of this because I was going to just do kind of a gushy thing on Instagram about my mum. Then I remembered quite a few of my friends are without their mum, or their mum's seriously ill at the moment, and it made me feel like maybe I was being slightly insensitive. I probably wasn't, but that's how I felt. And instead I decided to do a post about mother figures and how important they are in our lives. And I wanted to say mother figures because I think if you have lost a mum, although they're not replaceable in any way, we do seek wisdom, comfort, solace, conversation, hugs from other people in our lives that, although they might not embody that role fully and will never replace, they can help in a motherly way. So I know when maybe I wasn't so close to my mum when I was a teenager, when things were quite tense and we didn't get on too well, there were other people that I'd turn to for advice or to offload things that I was worried about. For instance, other people's mums I would often tell more to than my own mum. I know for some people there's that teacher that they went to who they felt they could open up to. Other people have an older sister or even a cousin. And then a few of us have that friend that's always had that kind of older soul to them. They've always had a wisdom about them and they've got that kind of motherly approach to giving advice, and there's just something motherly and protective about them and their kind of aura. Some people have grown up without a mother and their dad has had to embody the role of dad and mum, and so on days like Mother's Day maybe they're the person that you give a hug to and say thank you. I also have a few friends that grew up with grandparents that actually took on the parental role more than their parents. So for them they looked more to their grandmother or nan or whatever they called them as their mother figure, and that's where they sought guidance and learnt about life from them, and learnt when they'd gone too far and learnt when they didn't go far enough, and they learnt from their grandmother's mistakes too, and learnt from just watching how they lived their lives. And I was watching on this morning the other day a mother who had lost some children as well as her husband in an awful accident. She was saying on Mother's Day she obviously finds it hard because it's all about that relationship between parent and offspring. But she, rather than ignore it and pretend it's not happening, she writes letters to her late daughter, and she speaks to her daughter, and that brings her a whole lot of comfort. And it made me think about my uncle. When my auntie died, he continued to talk to her as if she was still around on this planet, because to him she was still around in some form, and he's got so much comfort from talking to her every day. So I think it's just about, if you are missing someone on Mother's Day, maybe marking it in a way that is comforting and helpful to you, whether it's, you know, looking through old pictures, watching old home movies, or going to a place that you enjoyed spending time together at, maybe watching a movie that you used to enjoy, you know, anything like that. And if you have got a parent and that you love them and they're still around, you're incredibly lucky. And I know I'm gonna make sure Mum knows how much I love her, because we had a bit of a health scare in the last 12 months and I was worried, but she's fine, and the results were fine in the end, and she's still here. She's not always 100%, but she's here. I just wanted, I don't know what my point is, but I just wanted to say, if you've got a difficult relationship with a parent, or if they're no longer with you, then I'm thinking of you today, and there's other people that will be in the same boat as you and that understand that today's not easy. But also look to those people in your life that have been great mother figures to you, whether it's just your responsible and wise friend, or a sibling, or a cousin, or an auntie, or a granny, or a teacher, or a colleague, whoever it is that's given you that feeling that someone slightly more evolved or slightly more, I don't know, advanced in life has given you some comfort in some way. Think about them today. And I know today I'm going to be thinking about a lot of my good friends who are amazing mothers. I'm not a mother yet, and it's not going to be happening anytime soon, but I look at some of my close friends, some of them with 2 kids, some of them with 1 kid, some of them with 4, 3. It's just, I don't know how they do it, and I just want to say I think you are amazing people. I just respect you so much, and yeah. And dads that are taking on the mother role as well, you are heroes too. I don't know. In the same way I did on Valentine's Day, I just wanted to do a video that acknowledged that Mother's Day isn't the same for everyone. It's not a joyful experience for everyone, but you know, it's not going anywhere, and we have to kind of embrace it in a way that makes it as nice and as pleasant or even enjoyable as possible for us, and that we can see some things to celebrate, even if it's not kind of the traditional or the obvious way of celebrating the day. Who knows, maybe celebrate yourself if you're a mother, or celebrate the fact that one day you may be a mother, or if not, celebrate someone in your life that is that great mother figure. Yeah. Anyway, just another ramble by me, sending lots of love and happy vibes today, and I'll be back soon and I'll hopefully make a bit more sense next time. Lots of love. Take care.